how to use tari to express doing things like.
なんで人間を殺したり家を壊したりするんですか?
So in Japanese, you can use tari suru to express doing things like dun 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 and dun dun dun. This is very similar to how you use the tef form to express doing certain actions. But how it's different to the tef form is that the tef form is used to express the sequential order of events. Like hanashite waratta. I talked and then laughed. But here, tari suru is expressing that you're doing things like this, but it's not an exhaustive list. You may have done many different things, but you did things like talk and laugh. So like here, hanashitari warattari suru. To do things like talking and laughing. Maybe you did a whole bunch of other stuff as well. It's not set in the actions that you did. Whereas the tef form is set. It's very much you did A and then B.
私今が幸せかどうかまだ決められない。だけどキャミーといっぱい話したり笑ったりする時間はすごく好き。
And to create this piece of grammar is really simple. Just get a verb in the past tense form, so the ta form, and then add ri at the end. That's it. That's how you conjugate with tari. So hanashita, talked, hanashitari, do things like talk. And normally at the end of the second tari, you include suru. This is the do things. So like in the example that we just saw with Dragon Ball Kakarot, why do you do things like kill people and destroy their houses? So maybe Majin Buu does a whole bunch of other stuff as well, but here he's just asking about things like killing, koroshitari, and things like destroying, kowashitari suru.
なんで人間を殺したり家を壊したりするんですか?
Or like here in Rogue Galaxy talking about what it means to be a friend, and we do things like getting excited together, waku waku shitari. Here we can see it can be used more than just twice to express multiple different things. Kowagattari, things like being scared. Yorokondari, things like being happy.
でも私たちにはみんながいるじゃない。一緒にワクワクしたり怖がったり喜んだりみんな仲間でしょ?
Now it's important to note with that previous example that tari can be conjugated as dari, because remember that ta is just coming from the past tense form. Sometimes the past tense form actually ends in a da. So it could be tari dari or dari dari sometimes as well, depending on whatever verb you're using. But it's a pretty straightforward piece of grammar. You're giving a non-exhaustive list of things that you do. Things like this and this and this and this, and you can use it as many times as you want. It doesn't just have to be twice. Like in this final example, we can see it used 5 times. Do things like traveling. Tabi shitari. Do things like eating. Tabetari. Do things like flying. Tondari. Do things like fighting. Kenka shitari. And do things like get back together. Nakanaori shitari.
でもズロと一緒に旅したり一緒にご飯食べたり一緒に空を飛んだり一緒に喧嘩したり一緒に仲直りしたりすっごく楽しかったよ。
And you can also use this tari form with adjectives and nouns. So just like with verbs, you need to put them into the past tense form. So kanashii for sad would have to be kanashikatta, and then just add ri at the end.
なんとなく悲しかったり寂しかったりして来ない?
In this way, you can list off the adjectives that you may feel. So you feel in ways like dun 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 and dun dun dun.
どこか痛かったり苦しかったりしないか?
Or like here in Need for Speed Underground 2, if you do an action in a certain way, if you do things like make the timing of your deceleration fast and slow.
変速のタイミングが早かったり遅かったりしてパワーバンドを少しでも外したらドンケツになると思えよ。
And of course, with nouns and na adjectives, you need to put them into the past tense form as well. Datta. And then add ri at the end. So like here expressing the mountain god's 2 children, and then depending on the areas say different things. Things like it being an older sister or a younger sister, an older brother or a younger brother.
山の神には山の娘と山の子という2人の子がいた。それは土地によって姉だったり妹だったり兄だったり弟だったりする。
Or like here in Near Replicant, listing off the things you can do at the post office. From here, things like letters or packages are delivered to various towns.
町の中心には郵便局があってね。ここからいろいろな町に手紙だったり荷物だったりが配られるの。
So as you can see, tari can be used with both verbs, adjectives, and nouns to create a kind of incomplete list. Very, very similar to the difference between to and ya for and. Rather than creating a closed list like only these two things like you would with the to particle, or like you would with verbs in the te form, you did this and then this. Here, tari is more like ya, things like. You do things like this, or you feel things like this, or there are things like this. So just remember that one thing, that it's used to create a non-complete list. So hopefully that video was helpful in you getting a bit more familiar with how to use tari, a way to express doing things like da-da-da-da. So thanks so much guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video and I hope you're enjoying learning Japanese. If you like this video, make sure to like and leave a comment, and if you really love the channel, then consider joining us on the Game Gengo Discord community, either directly through the Game Gengo website or through Patreon. We have a really lovely group of people who just want to have fun learning Japanese, as that's the real core focus of both this channel and the community, is just having fun learning Japanese, enjoying the process, enjoying the ride. So if that sounds like something you'd like to join, then consider joining us on the Game Gengo website or through Patreon. Thanks so much guys for watching, and as always, I'll see you again in the next video. See you guys.